Welcome everyone, Ron from HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road. Welcome to our channel. Join us as we show you our new campsite at Sherwood Forest RV Resort in Kissimmee, Florida. We'll tackle a few challenges that accompany full-time RV life. And lastly, we solve a water leak problem with our favorite RV that we affectionately call Miss B Haven. As always, thanks for watching and spending time with us. We truly are honored to have you with us. The adventure begins right after this short introduction. Hi, we're at Sherwood Forest in Kissimmee, Florida. Let me show you around our site real quick. It is not a concrete site or a paved site, it's a grass site. It's kind of tight because we're right next door to this annual spot right here. But it's plenty big enough to get our carpet out, and I've been doing some projects on the camper, getting some work done. We'll get into that another time. And we've got plenty of room back here to set up our Elevator pop-up. And we've got all this common space back here with the dog park. And as you all know, we've recently, back in around Thanksgiving time, we lost our dog Oliver. So we've been enjoying watching the dogs come and run and play. We have a resident cat that spends a lot of time with us. She's not affectionate, but she comes and lays underneath the camper and lays on our camping chairs. And we even found her inside the Elevator one time, stretched out on a chair. So she's a very nice cat, and we're happy to have her. We've been feeding the birds and feeding the squirrels here, and there's quite a few of them, mostly squirrels. We have 50 amp hookup with cable television. All comes with the site. We've got, of course, sewer hookup. Plenty of room. It's a pretty nice park. It's an encore park, Sherwood Forest, right on 192 or Earl Bronson Boulevard in Kissimmee, Florida.
So today we're going to talk about a few of the modifications that we have done to make the RV a little bit more homey. So the table is usually in the center of this area, but we needed to have a coffee cart or a coffee bar because there's very limited counter space. So Ron moved it over here, and we only kept these two chairs because that's all we need. We don't need the 4 chairs, so we'd only have the 2. And then they had pendant lights here. Most people still have those, but even me, when you walked over here, you would bump your head. So I had him take those down, and we put just the little discs up there. They work great. I love it. And then we put the little coffee bar here. We need a place for our ice maker and also the coffee pot because there's such limited counter space here. So we did that. And I did put up a little bit of wallpaper here and there because there's a lot of brown in here. So I wanted to break up the brown. So also, I had him take the valances down because they were brown and put up, so I could put up just regular sheer curtains just to, again, to lighten it up in here a little bit and take down some of that heaviness. So in the kitchen area, we did a couple of more things. They had pendants hanging from here already, but they were mismatched actually, and I just didn't like them. So we found these at Home Depot, I think, and Ron installed those. They look great. We haven't had any problems. And also, he put the backsplash that I wanted up. Again, everything was too dark, so I wanted to lighten it up, and it stayed really well so far. Also, we installed the magnetic knife holder. I like it. We have a lot of utensils, and so this works out great, and it's very, it's strong. So up here we have the cell booster antenna and another one of those little phone cradles for it. Before we got Starlink, we were using Hotspot, and we wanted to have the phone as close to it as we could for streaming so we could get the best reception. So that was that, and occasionally we use it, but very rarely now that we have Starlink. And also we added the push bar onto the screen door. We've seen a lot of people use these, and it's a great help, and it works great and simple install. This was a must-have before we even got on the road. Washer dryer. I wasn't going to go to the laundromat, and so Ron put it in when I said, if I don't have a washer dryer, you can do the laundry. Got my washer dryer. Then this of course had those giant mirrored doors. It was very difficult because, as you know, they're pretty big, and even if you had them both slide on one side, to get in and out of the closet, there was little space, and I don't like floor-length mirrors. So I wanted this. He wasn't going to take them down until we got weighed. Then he realized that, you know, we have to shed some weight, as all full-timers know. You got to have that balance. So got my closet doors taken off, and this is just a regular shower curtain. Put it up with the shower hooks, and Ron put a little pull up here. Works great. You can get in and out with ease now. Ron has an extensive hat collection. So I found this, and it had its own bar that it came with. I found this online, it's probably Amazon, and the little clips that go with it, but it really wasn't that sturdy. So Ron found a dowel that would fit, and he cut it to length, and that worked it out a lot better. So he can have all of his treasures. And I found these also. This was before we were even full-time, because we have no stands. These are little phone holders. There's one on each side, so we can have our phones by the bed at night. They work out great. Little cradles. They're nothing fancy, but they work, so we're going with that. Up here, this was all prepped for a television on the wall, but there was no television here. So we found the TV mount at Walmart. We had the TV, and then Ron set it up. I'm not technical. I don't know what he did, but it works, and we watch TV at night. So another one of the things that we had to do before we got on the road is Ron has bad acid reflux. So he had to fix the bed, and it's up on 4 inches up on the top. So here's a rare look of under the bed and how he constructed that, because we needed to have the head higher than the rest of the bed. And it seems to work great. So 3 things for me, and a little bit for Ron, are organization for my jewelry and shoes. If you know, you know. So I just put the command hooks up here for my necklaces, some of my necklaces. They've stayed great. I think one has fallen ever in 2 years, and it's been great. And I had a much bigger one of these in our house, but I had to pare down. So Ron put the screen in so it holds all my earrings. It works great. Occasionally, again, really rough roads, one falls off, but for the most part, it stays great. And then my shoe organization. I have most of my shoes here, but again, we put it up over the door, on the back of the door, and it's perfect for what we need it for. And the number 1 upgrade in the bedroom is the air conditioner. This RV was actually already prepped for the second air conditioner, and when we had the new roof put on, we just had them add the air conditioner. If you're full-time, you need 2 air conditioners, and especially one in the bedroom. Okay, so only a couple of small items in the bathroom. Of course, it came with the 3-panel glass doors. I didn't like them. I didn't clean them for very long, and I wanted them out. Again, once it was weighed, Ron agreed to take them out. It didn't take him too long, and he got it right out, and it's a great upgrade in my mind. So just put up the shower curtain rod, just like at a normal home. And the other thing that we did is in the corners, shelves, Ron put these little brackets on. And again, they've been on for over 2 years and they've worked fantastic, no problem. They were an Amazon find. The last thing is the sink faucet. Now this thing was like so close to the bottom of the sink, or the top of the sink, and you couldn't even get your hands under it. So that was a pretty quick change out, and it was, well, for me it was easy, but no, he changed it out really quick. It's a nice little upgrade, not too expensive, much better.
Well, sometimes life on the road makes life challenging. And when you're full-time living in an RV traveling, one of those challenging things is keeping your hair cut proper. So I'm going to a local place that's high rated. We'll see if we can't get my hair cut. Hopefully it turns out good. Make an ugly guy like me look, well, at least well kept. So I found this place simply by searching haircuts near me. It's right down here on 192. Really close. So a couple of lights down. Jacki's decided not to come and wait, so I'm all by my onesies. It's a very hot day. It's in the 90s. I got my water. And we're on our way. So we're leaving Sherwood Forest, getting over the speed bumps, heading out through the construction here on Scott Drive. And when we get out there, I'll kind of like point out my concerns if it's still like this on moving day. The road going out's all coned off. They're kicking us over into a single lane and splitting it in half. Bringing a camper out here is going to be quite hairy. Some of these trees down here, you'll see the way they hang out over the road at well less than 13.5 feet. And you can see, like on that branch here, maybe I'll walk up here and get a better view, and that branch has been broken. So there's really no way to miss these low-hanging branches. And of course, the municipality has not trimmed the trees to account for the fact that campers go up and down this road all the time to get in and out of Sherwood Forest Campground. Case in point, we got a Class A coming in here now. He had quite a hard time making that corner and that turn, fishing between the curb over there and of course these cones. Good morning, Halo. That was Halo View saying okay. She says that randomly. So this is the Earl Bronson Boulevard out here, or Route 192, and the campground is located on Scott Drive. The campground's convenient because over there is an Aldi's right at the end of the road, so you don't even really need to get out into this heavy traffic if you want to just pick something up conveniently. Because 192, this boulevard, can get really congested. Now it's Sunday and it's noon, so this is probably as busy as it gets on a Sunday. But during the week, oh my. And less than a quarter mile down the road, down the boulevard here from the campground, is a Camping World for convenience. As most of you know, typically I'm wearing some kind of head cover, a cap or a bandana or something. Unless, you know, we're going someplace and I'll put some gel in and slick it back. But I'm going there without a hat, so when I come back, I won't have them gel it after they cut it. So my hair will you know, be coned over as best as possible. It doesn't stay over very well when it's short, and obviously when it's long either. Looks like it's 0.4 miles. We'll take a right down here. Like I said, it's really close. Okay, so we're at Top Cuts Hair Salon, and here's the front. I won't film inside out of respect, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Well, all set here. This is the final result. But all in all, it was a bit pricey. He did the beard and the mustache and everything, so it was like $45 before tip. So, but all in all, it was a nice place, nice people, professional, clean. Top Cuts Barbershop and Hair Salon in Kissimmee, Florida, right on Earl Bronson Boulevard, or Route 192. So leaving the campground at Sherwood Forest, they got you going through this construction. And look at, they never, I mean, they know campers come through here. You know, 14-foot campers come through here. Some of them even taller. And you can see what's happening in that branch. Wow, that'll do a number on your roof edge. That'll rip, wrinkle, and tear your roof edge something fierce. And you can't get away from it because of these barrels. And you can see a branch up there, broken off. I mean, all the way up through here. So I'm gonna stop in. I mean, we have to come out of here in about 6 days on Sunday, and that's just a few days. So I haven't even seen them work here in the last few days, so this is probably still gonna be like this. They got this other lane tore up, and that's where you would normally exit, you know, up this road from Sherwood Forest Campground. But I mean, I'm gonna stop into the office and see if they, you know, if they even called the supervisor of the county or whoever's in charge of this job and say, hey, you know, I mean, that's a $10,000 repair to replace a roof if you ruin the edge of that roof. Plus the fact, if you're full-time living in it, your RV is going to be tied up even if you're not full-time. It's going to be tied up for a month. I mean, my goodness, man. I mean, I can understand maybe the road supervisor in this area not understanding, but the people that run this park should understand. Anyway, I'll let you know what they say. Well, I stopped up to the office and I expressed my concerns. They were polite, professional, and gracious, and they thanked me for letting them know. They promised that they were going to have it taken care of. They did say that's the municipality, or that they don't own that, but they would make the required contacts or do it themselves. So they promised. We'll see. Notice a little issue here. The camper. We got a little water coming out from one of the camper right in the center. You can see it dripping right there. I think it's either a tank valve, a bona fide water leak, or maybe that backflow preventer for the black tank flush, even though I haven't used that in a couple of weeks. Got to tear in, and you can see I've already started clearing out the bay, because what I need to do is take this wall out right here and get in there. So basically I just had to clear anything away. I've taken the 2 screws out of this. I'll set the camera up so you can watch. Okay, so this is a little hack I did a while back. Got the idea from a friend. Instead of putting screws in and out of this low point drain cover all the time, I just put some Velcro, stick-on Velcro. So that just peels off there. Got that out of the way. With the access wall removed, I was able to get in there and look down behind the black tank. I found no leaks, but I located a wet spot on top of the reflective insulation where a repair had been made with some tape when I cut in through the chloroplast and the insulation to access a black tank valve during a previous repair. I believe that the water had been trapped here since the last time I flushed the black tank and saw water leaking under the camper. At that time, I was kind of busy and decided that I would just monitor that situation. I believe the water had been there since that last flush, and it finally found a way out through the tape after a couple of weeks. Okay, so the water leak underneath. I thought it was the black tank flush backflow preventer, and I still do. I mean, I haven't used that. It's been dry as a bone down there. Ordered one on Amazon. It should be here in a couple of days, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look and show you what that looks like now. Maybe I'll pull it out now. I'm not going to use that line, so I can put something over the water line that goes from that valve into the black tank to make sure none of the smells come back up. But we're going to see if we can see it down there and show you where it is and what it looks like. Okay, so right here in the closet, right between the shower and the potty here, a little blocker wall here. It's got a couple of screws in it. I've already loosened up. Okay, so you can see that valve right there. So this is it. So the line comes up from the Nautilus where you hooked your hose to the tank flush. Comes up on this blue line here, this water line. Goes into the valve, and then it comes out and then goes down to the black tank on this line. It's leaking when I use it. I mean, that comes right out of there. It's not hard to get out. I can loosen this side, and that's the discharge side. And I've had this problem before, but I took the valve apart and cleaned some like calcium stones out of there that was keeping it from seating, and it was better. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to upgrade it to a brass one. I've ordered a brass upgraded one. So we're taking it out of here now. Show you what it looks like. And that's all it is. The water comes in here, out here, and there's a ball in there and a spring to keep it from backflowing. And the problem is, you know, it can, if it does backflow past this ball, it can't go back into the water system. It can't go out here. It goes up and out and then leaks down the wall and down underneath into where I opened it up in the basement. And of course it was collecting on the chloroplast underneath, and it was leaking through the cut down there where I had cut in to get to a valve on the black tank. So came in the mail today, the upgraded brass check valve, backflow preventer, vacuum breaker, whatever you want to call it. And if you remember, I removed it. I put a bag over the line coming up from the black tank. I'll remove that bag, I'll thread this into place, and be done with it. Alright. So I'm going to have to hook the flush up and check it for leaks, and should be a done deal. So currently I'm running the tank flush, and it's as dry as a bone in there. No leaks whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and button this up and be done with it. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day, and thanks for watching.